And this is what he said. He said, feed your focus, feed it. If the hate ain't in my focus, I don't feed it. I feed off of it, but I don't feed it. It's two different things. When I sense or when I dwell on hatred, that's the product that's going to come out. Rage, anger. So I want to process that and make that fuel me. He's talking about having a big bounce back kind of season. So, Rob Ninkovich, 30 seconds on the clock. Do you see a big breakout season for Cam Newton in front of him? Go.
No, I do not. And this doesn't come from hate. I'm looking at this perspective of there's two types of offenses that the Patriots would have to run. One completely different offense with Cam Newton and the other with Mac Jones. The team is built right now to have a typical pro-style quarterback under center, run the football, 22 personnel, 23 personnel. They're going to be better suited with Mac Jones under center, and Cam's still going to have a big role in this offense. You're going to see him in the red zone. He's going to have a big impact on this team, but he's not going to be the big breakout guy. It's going to be Mac Jones.
Starting from the very beginning, you've told us before, and you haven't changed your mind. All right, Kimberly, I have a pointed question for you as well. Kyle Pitts, who was the talk of the entire NFL draft, signed his rookie contract yesterday. So, is he the favorite for Rookie of the Year? 30 seconds, go.
If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm hoping he is. Yeah, I'm saying he is because look at it. New front office had a chance at number 4 to officially hit reset on this franchise and draft a young stud QB. Instead, it chose to stick with Matt Ryan, get rid of Julio Jones, and pick Kyle Pitts at number 4. Picking a tight end that high, this type of weapon, if you're the Falcons, you're hoping he wreaks havoc on the league.
That's an interesting decision they made there. I agree, particularly in light of then having dealt away Julio Jones a little bit later. So we'll see where they wind up. Mike T, here's the question for you. After 3 seasons for the 2018 quarterback draft class, those quarterbacks are now eligible for contract extension. So if you were in Cleveland, would you give Baker Mayfield a big new contract right now? 30 seconds, go.
Oh, no. He's played well in 1 out of 3 years. You have 2 more years on his contract. And if he plays great, you could franchise him. And this statistic, courtesy of Mina Kimes, and this illustrates his physical limitations of being short and slow. He was 10th in the NFL in quarterback rating with a clean pocket, but plummeted to 23 when the pocket was collapsing on him when he was under pressure. That highlights the fact that he can't deal with an effective pass rush.
Okay, so let's actually just sort of stay in that conversation for a moment here. I feel like this has become one of the more divisive questions around the league is the second half of the season that we saw from Baker Mayfield last year, which was so good. I mean, the numbers were good and the eye test tells you it was good. That has sold some people on him long term, and others still feel a need to see a lot more, like Mike does. Rob Ninkovich, which side of that are you on?
I need to see more as well, and I want to see more drop-back passing accuracy, not just run, play action, move the pocket passing plays. When they has to throw the football, when it's 3rd and 12, 3rd and long, can Baker stand in the pocket, stand tall in the pocket, because we know he's not the tallest guy, and make an accurate throw down the field? That's what I want to see. I want to see his passer rating from the pocket go from in the 20s to in the top 10s for me to want to pay him like a top 10 quarterback. You pay guys to throw the football, not hand it off.
Now, Kimberly, I remember you were with them at the end of last season. You had several of their games at the end, including the playoff win over Pittsburgh. So, Mike's opinion and Ninko's opinion and everyone else's opinion is not nearly as important as what they think. What is your sense of what the people running that organization think?
No, the Browns, hey, they're all in on Baker. The question is, will they get something done before the season starts? And they're in no rush, Greeny. They don't feel any pressure to get Baker signed long term because they picked up his 5th-year option. They've said to him, hey, we want you. But they also have to re-sign other guys long term. Like Nick Chubb wants a new deal. They have Wyatt Teller. They have other guys that they have to deal with as well. And I think to Mike's point and Ninko's point, yes, we've seen up and down Baker. So this year, Baker just needs to come out and show, okay, people may think I'm the weak link, but I'm going to prove that I'm the guy that can put this team on my back in spots where it's needed, and I can win games as well.
And maybe that's the point here, Mike T, as I give you the final word. He has a chance to bet on himself huge. This is a really good team. He's in his 2nd year in this system. He goes out and plays great. The money only increases. It might be to everyone's benefit, including his, to push the pause button on this thing for a year.
Greeny, that's Dak Prescott, right? They couldn't get a deal done about $32 million is where the market was at the time when they first started talking about extension. He bet on himself, and even though he got hurt, he won. Look, here he is under pressure. Now, Josh Allen, if he makes this play, Greeny, if he's there, he can step up and make this throw. Baker has to bail out. Now, here's where I think you see real limitations. He can't outrun Stephon Tuitt, number 91. If that's Lamar Jackson, he escapes pressure, he bails out, he throws the pick. This play just illustrates the two problems I think he has long term. He's not physically tall enough to step up into the pocket consistently, as Nico just said, and he's not fast enough to outrun leverage the way someone like Lamar Jackson can. So even though he could bet on himself, Greeny, I just think those physical limitations will ultimately make him a B, not an A. And if I'm Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry of the Browns, I know I can win with Kirk Cousins. I can win with Case Keenum. So as Kimberly just said, let's go pay Chubb. Let's go pay Denzel Ward. Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, is a replaceable part.
We will see. Look, and you mentioned Allen and Lamar Jackson. Those are two other guys from that class who might get extended during this offseason. We'll keep a close eye on all of that. Meanwhile, let me get up and go because this was just awful yesterday at Wimbledon. Serena Williams out at the All-England Club, retiring during the first set of her first-round match after slipping and injuring her leg. You see her go down there. 39-year-old Williams remains at 23 major titles, still one shy of Margaret Court's all-time record, which is so important to her. That was just terrible to see. Meanwhile, Mariners pitcher Hector Santiago suspended 10 games and fined by Major League Baseball for having a foreign substance on his glove. Santiago admitted he used rosin, which is in violation of the foreign substance rule, but is appealing the suspension. Elsewhere, Oilers star Connor McDavid won the Hart Trophy as the NHL's most valuable player, becoming only the second player in the 97-year history of the award to win it unanimously. Only Wayne Gretzky had done it before. That also came with the Oilers. Coming up, first it was Trey, now it's Giannis, another star injured in the playoffs. What is behind all of these injuries? We'll talk about that next. Plus, Tom is